When the Communist Party came to power in 1949, it inherited a society shaped by nearly 2,000 years of Confucian patriarchy. However, under Mao, women were encouraged and urgently needed to join productive labor because the party believed economic reconstruction required the full mobilization of all citizens, not just men. Women's labor was framed as proof that the CCP was breaking from feudal hierarchy and building a modern socialist nation. One unexpected form of this labor was broadcasting. Every broadcast from the Communist Party's first radio station in Yan'an was delivered by a woman. For 5 years, not a single male announcer spoke on the air. For the CCP, it meant women were not only participating in the revolution, but publicly representing it, in a movement fighting to prove it was different from every government that came before. Putting women at the microphone was a powerful symbolic break from patriarchal tradition. The CCP didn't invent the female announcer. In the 1930s, nationalist stations already preferred women, not for political reasons, but for sound. Women's Mandarin was thought to be clearer, brighter, and easier to understand over the static of low-quality transmitters. Listeners often complained that male broadcasters were too low-pitched or mumbled, making them harder to understand. While the nationalist regime employed women's voices primarily for technical clarity, the Communist Party's radio propaganda extended into social transformation, which raised women's status. This raises a key question: were women preferred simply because their voices transmitted better, or because their presence made the party look progressive and appealing? The clarity mattered on the technical level, yes, but politically, elevating women allowed the CCP to project a modern, gender-equal image that contrasted sharply with the nationalists. The CCP took advantage of this pitch and tone and transformed it into politics. Female voices became symbols of unity, discipline, and modern revolutionary identity. Hearing a woman deliver the party line signaled that the revolution was not just changing institutions, but changing who had the authority to speak for the nation. Consider Ding Yilin. At 16, she fled Tianjin and became one of the most recognizable voices of Communist China. From her damp cave studio in Yan'an, her broadcast traveled across the country, guiding listeners through war, hardship, and hope. She embodied what the CCP wanted the new nation to look and sound like: young, disciplined, and politically committed. She represented a generation of women whose voices were shaping national consciousness in real time. Female broadcasters became the audible face of Chinese nationalism. These women represented a new political order and signaled to the public that the nation was changing progressively. Early CCP reveals how radio does more than transmit information. It builds a nation's identity. Women's radio prominence was less a reflection of gender equality achieved and more a projection of gender equality promised, a vision the party broadcasts as proof of its moral legitimacy. But by placing women behind the microphone, the CCP crafted a powerful political message. China was modern, equal, and ideologically reborn. A revolution could be heard not through the slogans and the speeches, but through who was allowed to speak.